Hello everybody, welcome back. Today I'm outside NIO's flagship store in Shenzhen and also the NIO house. And I'm just gonna go inside and take a test drive of the EC6. So let's go. During my previous test drive experiences, I have tried to primarily just include exactly what happened on the test drive, and to include the information straight from the horse's mouth, aka the salesperson. However, this time, the experience was a little bit different. The main difference today was that the salesperson spoke very quietly. So instead of really listening in on the conversation in the car, I'm going to tell you what she said and also give you my impressions of the NIO EC6. All right, so let's get started driving the EC6. I took this test drive because someone from NIO contacted me on WeChat and asked me to take another test drive. NIO has been very proactive in contacting me ever since my first test drive a few months back. One of the ways that they have been proactive in contacting me, for example, was that I mentioned on the NIO app that I'd like to go to NIO Day, and they responded quickly with a phone call and offered me a free ticket. Hey, 我们去换电站. Similarly, the other day they asked me if I'd like to take a test drive of the EC6 at the flagship store in Futian district in Shenzhen. They told me that they'd even have an English language speaker to take me on the test drive. She was super nice, and turns out she's actually the manager of the flagship store there. She personally took me on the EC6 test drive and also on a walkthrough of the NIO house afterwards. To be honest, even though my Chinese kind of sucks, I think it probably would have been better if we spoke Chinese, like on my other test drives. Her English was good, but I think she would have been more confident and able to explain a lot more if we had stuck to Chinese. So when I went back to watch the video, it was a little bit hard to hear her. We did switch to some Chinese, but really since the audio isn't that great, that's why I'm speaking now instead. Have they already upgraded the battery change station to 2.0 with all the more batteries and like he talked about at NIO Day?
Yes, we will put Shenzhen will have 20 around 20 stations.
Have they started though with the new battery swap stations that have more batteries?
More battery improved, I think this year in Q3.
Q3?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the EC6 test drive. Sport mode. Yeah. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's even more fun. That's good. You see that? The paper here that flew off? Too fast. The EC6 is a 5-seat electric luxury crossover SUV. It is NIO's newest model car. It came out in the second half of 2020. It felt really very close to the NIO ES8 pretty much across the board. The NIO rep even said that all the cars perform and function more or less the same, with their main difference being their size and appearance. I have yet to personally drive the ES6, but compared to the ES8 or the Li 1, for example, the EC6 really does feel a lot smaller. For me, this is a great thing, as I'm not a fan of huge cars, but even with the reduced size and the sloped roof, there was still plenty of legroom and headroom in the back seat. She also mentioned that the EC6 is faster than the ES8 at 0 to 100 in 4.5 seconds. However, on my ES8 test drive, that rep told me that the ES8 was 0 to 100 in 4.4 seconds. When I was flooring both of the cars, I can't really tell you I noticed much of a difference. They both felt really quick. And also in practice, I guess 4.4 seconds, 4.5 seconds, they're really not much of a difference. The other difference that the rep pointed out, EC6 has a microfiber material on the interior ceiling. This doesn't really mean much to me, but to some people, they might like that, I guess. The moonroof also felt a lot bigger. She told me that it was the same size as the other two models. However, maybe it just felt larger because of the smaller car and the sloped roof. I tried to find the exact dimensions online, but I couldn't find them. Either way, I still really like the interior of the NIO, from the materials throughout to the highly functional interior design. Okay, autopilot is on. Okay. It will automatically 刹车, right? It will stop on autopilot, or I have to control the brake? Right here? Okay. So the autopilot doesn't go all the way to where I need to go?
No.
Okay. One thing that does stand out, however, as a negative was, after recently driving the Xpeng P7, was a lack of speakers in the driver's headrest. I never knew how great that feature was until I used it, and then no longer have it. On the P7, music or regular in-car audio is played through the main speakers, while the turn-by-turn navigation is only played through the driver's headrest. Whenever I drive, I personally tend to turn off the turn-by-turn navigation, but the option to have it on while not affecting the radio for everyone else is really a great feature of the Xpeng. I hope more cars can implement that. 10 minutes driving a car is not enough time to really give a thorough car review, as you all know. It's just a test drive. However, I can say that I really do like the car. The first impressions are really good. Even though it's pretty much the same as the ES8 or the ES6, I really like the fact that it's smaller, it's priced better, and it is expected to get better range per charge. I also just personally like the design of the crossover as opposed to the traditional SUV look. If I was in the market for an EV in China, for my own personal needs, I would definitely place this car at the top of my list over the ES8, as well as over the competition. I would really like to spend a few more days with the car, maybe if possible take it on a little road trip and really get a feel for it. So NIO, if you're listening, you know where to find me. After the test drive, I also got to spend a little bit of time in the NIO house. I learned some very interesting things that I will go over in a future video, so stay tuned for that, coming very, very soon. And if you enjoyed this video and you want more NIO or EV content from China, make sure to subscribe, comment, and like this video. Until next time, take care. It's her car. That's her car. She owns it and she let them borrow it so they can put it here as an advertisement.